Hello, I'm Ricki Lee, and welcome to the Capital Compass. Plastic waste is one of the biggest challenges of our time, piling up in landfills, oceans, and even in our food chain. Many recycling programs barely make a dent, but PlasCred Circular Innovations believes it has the answer. A technology that can transform plastic waste into renewable feedstock and a new commercial facility designed to do it at scale. Joining me today is Troy Lupul, President and CEO of PlasCred Circular Innovations. Troy, welcome to the Capital Compass.
Thank you for having me today.
Troy, for anyone who is new to PlasCred, how can you explain what the company does?
What we do is something unique compared to a lot of part of the world. We actually are more advanced process plastic recycling, and we've done it on a scale that is very large that makes a huge impact. Our logistics partner is CN, Canadian National Railway. So you can see by that type of volumes, it's going to change. It's going to make a major impact in North America.
Well, there are many players out there in that industry claiming, breakthroughs in advanced recycling. So what makes Plasgrid stand apart, and why should investors see this as the real deal?
Well, this is the challenge in the world today. There's been a lot of great science. I'm going to say it's been fantastic, but it's not economical. So you see a lot of technical success, but you see a lot of what I'm going to call financial failure. And as you know, in Alberta, especially where we are, obviously natural gas is very cheap, and a lot of the producers around the planet like to come here and make plastic. So what better place to basically take raw mixed plastic from North America and actually bring it back here to where, let's be honest, we have the expertise to crack it back to a renewable molecule so we can offset virgin feedstocks. And I think, unlike Germany or the UK or even parts of the United States, we have a huge advantage here in Alberta, which is the Alberta Diluent Terminal. We broker about 1.1 million barrels a day of basically naphtha. So having that said, we've got a huge market here for that renewable molecule. And I think that's what separates us apart is because, we are making the base molecule. And when you look at it, I see a lot of the projects that are, I'm going to say, really great. I like the technology and I think it's fun, but it's never going to make economical sense. And you've got to do it in the spot where the plastic is actually originated from.
Right, okay. So you're moving now from pilot to commercial scale with the
Yeah.
NEOS facility in Fort Saskatchewan.
Mhm.
Where are you in that process, and how close are we to seeing these operations come online?
Yeah, so we've got a site. It's a $200 million site. CN has leased it to us in Scotford, right in Fort Saskatchewan. We've had our pilot plant that does 2 barrels a day for the last 2.5 years, and we've had different companies, different producers from around the world come in, do their testing and due diligence. And now our next phase is 500 barrels a day, which is very small in the oil and gas sector. It's not a huge leap, but in the plastics recycling world, it's huge because that takes up 100 tons or 100,000 kgs of raw mixed plastic a day. So, and as we move forward, obviously our primary objective is to do to 2,000 barrels a day. So we've got the runway to basically build it out to a really world class full scale facility here in Fort Saskatchewan, Alberta.
Incredible. That's amazing. So you've now secured a $5 million grant from Emissions Reduction Alberta and
Mm-hmm.
a non-binding term sheet from the Business Development Bank of Canada
Mm-hmm.
for up to 8.5 million in debt financing. In
Mm-hmm.
total, that covers more than half of the cost of NEOS, right? So how does
Correct.
this financial backing change the pace of your build out, and what does it mean for getting this technology into the market sooner?
Yeah, see, and that's the great thing, and I love the province for doing that. That ERA grant and BDC, they've been first mover, and now it shows the investor community that we have a clear line of sight of financing and that the project will get off. This is a very profitable opportunity for us because we have an amazing offtake agreement signed, 5 year offtake agreement at $120 a barrel. We're really excited about that. So yeah, I think our primary objective is to get it up and going once FID. In 10 to 12 months, we'll be making our first barrel of renewable naphtha and be able to go to market. And our offtake our offtake partner has been phenomenal. They just cannot wait to get the product. Super excited.
So, continuing to think about the future, with Neos designed for replication and a larger Maximus platform already in the works, how big of an impact could PlasCred have on the global plastic waste crisis?
Well, that's the perfect question, because what it does is it allows PlasCred to become the biggest repository of all species of plastics from 1 to 7. It allows us to import plastics from Malaysia, Europe, because we have an insatiable appetite for renewable naphtha. So this allows us to take all the mixed plastic, whether it's industrial, agriculture, municipal, and I think that's one of the big game changers, is creating that network where you can bring the feedstock in, but also you have the market. You need the customer at the end of the rainbow, and I think this is where we've really shined, and we're going to be very, very profitable, and which is the key. And a lot of the mechanical recycling cannot do that in the world. They're not scalable, and nor can they basically be they have to be so selective on what species of plastic they recycle. So I think we've got a game changer here in Fort Saskatchewan, Alberta, that will basically become the largest, I'm going to say, aggregator of raw mixed plastic in the world.
So, Saskatchewan today, tomorrow, the world.
Yeah.
Exciting stuff there from Troy Lupul, President and CEO of PlasCred Circular Innovations. PlasCred trades on the CSE under the symbol PLAS. And to learn more about the company and its technology, visit plascred.com. And as always, you can visit the forums on Stockhouse to see what the community is saying. I've been Ricki Lee, and until next time, that's the Capital Compass.